Hey, good day, folks. Welcome to another episode of Andrew's Life. This is going to be the video of the Deep South when it comes to looking for houses. Now, again, these cities that I'm going to be showing you are not going to be the best cities that Alabama has to offer. Either they're going to be the worst cities. They're going to be somewhere off in the middle, in between, for the most part. And remember, we're looking at houses for cheap. So when you look at houses on a budget, you're typically not going to be in the most desirable areas. So let's keep going. Now, for those of you that are looking to move to Alabama, or maybe you live in Alabama and you're not familiar with where you can go to purchase some houses that are cheaper, for those of you that are on a tight budget, but you still prefer to own as opposed to rent. And you know what I'm gonna say. You don't want to have to work the rest of your life just to pay down a house. That would suck. So I'm here to help you out on that. At least try to help you out. Now, some of you may look at me and think I'm crazy. No, I'm not living here. Okay, fine, whatever. If you're like that, that's cool. It's all good. But for those of you that are reared and you don't mind living in some of these areas because you don't want to work for the rest of your life to achieve the so-called American dream. You rather live the reality of actually having something tangible as opposed to just living a dream. This video is for you. So we're going to start in Tallahassee, Alabama. Now, Tallahassee, Alabama, I did a video of Tallahassee, I want to say about a year and a half ago, give or take. It's on this channel, so go check it out. In fact, I did a few videos of Tallahassee, so go check them out. But anyways, Tallahassee, Alabama, the population is about 4,000-ish people. It is a little under 25 minutes east of Montgomery, and it is around 25 minutes or so west of Auburn and Opelika. So this city is smack dab in the middle. It's a big. This city is relatively conveniently located. Is what I mean to say. Now, Tallahassee, I guess depending on what you're looking for, you may like Tallahassee, you may not like Tallahassee. But let's check it out. Here's a house, $50,000. The house is over 1,400 square feet. You got just about a half an acre. 50 grand they're asking. Let's check it out. See what they gotta say first of all. Well, okay, see what they gotta say. Well, they're not really saying nothing, so let's keep it going. Now, if these figures are accurate, which I would say for this area, I would say they're accurate. So your property taxes are going to be sitting at around $300 a year, which is much lower than what you'll find in many other parts of the country. It's a lot lower than what you'll get in Indiana, I'll tell you that much. In Indiana's taxes are fairly low, but Alabama is even lower than Indiana. Okay, moderate fire, minimal flood. I don't know why they put that as moderate for fire. Maybe because it's by a bunch of trees, which ain't no big deal. All I gotta do is cut down a few trees and you'll be fine. The big thing I look for when I look at environmental risk is flood. Now, granted, if this house is close to a major chemical plant, then that's a whole other situation. Okay, enough of the talking. Let's look at some pics. Oh, 66 days on the market. So it's been on the market for over 2 months. You only got two picks, which, two picks is not a good thing for me. Either A, the house is tore up, Which in this case, the house might be tore up. Who knows? You only get two picks, and they don't really say much. They don't say nothing in the description. So let's keep going. I'm not wasting my time. Okay, let's see what they gotta say on this house. Okay, you got no pictures of the house whatsoever. I mean, $58,000. You can't even see the house. It's been on the market for 23 days. We'll see. Let's see what prop. Okay, let's see what they say. Again, they're not saying nothing. Keep on going. We ain't wasting time here. You got these realtors that take these pics and don't say nothing. So to piss me off. Let's keep going. Okay, $69,000 for this house. Well, you might as well say 70. You got an acre of land. You got over 1,700 square foot of home. Let's see what they say. Okay, you got your picks. Well, okay, so far it doesn't look too bad. Now I will say when it comes to Tallahassee does got some rough neighborhoods. Now I would say if now I don't know exactly where in Tallahassee this house is located. I'm not gonna lie to you folks, but I would say I mean there are some areas in Tallahassee that in my opinion are a little questionable. Within 15 days on the market. Okay, nice 3 bedroom, 2 bath home with large kitchen. There is a full living room, dining room, large den, fireplace. The backyard is very private. This can be your dream home. Call an agent. No, call for your private showing. Yeah, call an agent. Yeah, yeah. Okay, your taxes. Whoa. Okay, taxes. 620 a year. And that's not too shabby. Minimal flood, minor fire. Good stuff. Now with this house, if I had to take a guess, I would say this house would need a little bit of repairs. I mean, maybe not anything crazy, but it would need something. I mean, it's been on the market for over 100 days, so I'm fairly sure this house is going to need something. Because at this price, if the house was turnkey moving ready, it would have already been sold. It wouldn't have been on the market for 115 days in this current housing market. So either A, this house is in one of those areas that are questionable, which I would say most of your questionable neighborhoods are going to be located on the towards the east end of the city. In fact, let's see if I can bring this up on a map. Let's see. Where can I? Okay, east. This house looks like it's. Let's make this a little smaller here. Okay, that's too small. This house is definitely going to be on the east end of the city, so I'm going to guess that could be one of the reasons why that the house is not sold is because of the neighborhood it's in. Cause yeah, for those of you that are not familiar with Tallahassee does have a area of the city that, in my opinion, would be a little questionable. And this house is probably in that area, which I'm assuming that could be the reason why it hasn't sold yet. That and it might need a little bit of work that they're not bothering to disclose in the description. Let's keep going. But you know, if you don't mind living in East Tallahassee, this house, I mean, for less than 70,000, you get a whole acre. I mean, like that's not too shabby. Okay, this house, 74. That's too high. Over 100. Let's see if there's anything else that's under 100 grand, which there isn't. I'm cheap, so everything I look at has gotta be as cheap as I can get it. Let's go to Bruton. It's Bruton. Let's see if there's anything in Bruton. Alright, folks. Now, I've done a video in Bruton several months ago. It's on this channel, so feel free to go check out that video. Now, Bruton, Alabama is, I believe it's about an hour north of Mobile. Let me double check here on my phone. To Mobile, Alabama. Okay, okay. My bad. You know what? We're gonna skip Bruton because I'm trying to get you guys into a city or a town that's within an hour of a major city. Bruton is too far. It's too far away from many major cities. So let's keep going. Yeah, let's see. What can I type up here? Okay. We'll go to Fort Deposit instead. Now, Fort Deposit is less than 25 minutes south of Montgomery, and it's about 25 minutes, give or take, uh, from Greenville, Alabama. So, I mean, Fort Deposit, you're less than a half hour from Greenville, and you're less than a half hour from Montgomery for larger communities that have amenities. Because Fort Deposit, Alabama, it's a smaller town. The population, if I can remember correctly, it's smaller. I mean, let's look it up real quick. Now, I did do a video of Fort Deposit, Alabama, about a couple of years ago, and I drove by Fort Deposit. I want to say close to a year ago. But Fort Deposit, it's a small town. There's not really a whole lot of amenities there, but it is conveniently located. You're not far from Montgomery, and you're not far from Greenville. Deposit, Alabama population. Okay, the population of Fort Deposit is a little under 1,200 people, as I suspected. I just wanted to double check my facts. Fort Deposit, Alabama to Greenville, Alabama. Yeah, Greenville is 20 minutes south of Fort Deposit. See how far it is from Montgomery. Okay, Fort Deposit is a little over a half hour from Montgomery. It's 32 minutes south of Montgomery. So yeah, it's a half hour away, but still ain't bad. So let's check out some houses here. They're $60,000 for this house, over 1,300 square feet, and you got a third of an acre. You got just about a third of an acre. Let's check it out. Now, Fort Deposit at least from what I was able to see, it did not appear to be a bad place to live. It appears to be just a quiet, low key, small town. I didn't really see any neighborhoods there that I would deem to be questionable. Now, for those of you that are from Fort Deposit, you know about Fort Deposit, drop a comment below. Let us know what time it is there. But from what I've seen, when I was out there a few times, I didn't see any areas that were bad or questionable or any of that. I just saw a nice, small, quiet rural town with, you know, like I said, there's not a whole lot of amenities there. The only thing you got in Fort Deposit is, yeah, I believe you got a gas station and then you got a Dollar General. And other than that, that's about all you got there. You don't got much of anything there, but it does appear to be a quiet community, a safe community. If you're looking to live in a world like setting, this might be your place. It could be your place. Okay, this house, let's check it out. Looks like they took that and I don't know, looks like a storage shed with a carport attached to it. Yeah, that's what that is. Let's see. Oh, well, the inside looks pretty nice. Got some hard floors. Cosmetically, it looks nice. The house looks nice and clean. It's like you got some of that cherry action going on there. I mean, clearly the house doesn't have central air because you got all these wall units. So I'm gonna assume it does not have central. Now, if I were to buy this house, that's one thing that I personally would do. I would see, I would go ahead and get Central put in because Central is going to be much better for your energy and also it's going to cool down your house more efficiently. And in Alabama, those things are important because Alabama's warmer. But other than that, okay, older home that has been updated with hard, board siding. Okay, that's a siding and a metal roof. This house has two functional bedrooms and another room that could be used as a bedroom or an office. A large bedroom is an additional, the large bedroom is an addition from the original construction and it has a beautiful V groove pine board on the walls and ceiling. In the kitchen, there is a stove and a refrigerator that stay with the property. On the exterior, there is a one car carport and a large storage shed, as I suspected. Most of the backyard is enclosed with a chain link fence. The house is clean and ready to move into. How about that? So, assuming that this house is still available on the market, because sometimes with Alabama, you might have a house that might have an indication like this that shows that it's available. But then when you call the agent, they tell you that someone's getting ready to buy it or it may have already been sold. But, we're going to assume for the purpose of this video that the house is still on the market and for sale. Now, this house has been on the market for 52 days. Now, I would say if you're looking to move to Alabama, and if you're looking to move to Alabama and you're looking for a relatively low price rate to live in a in an area to where you have at least a quarter of an acre or larger lot size, this house definitely might be it for you. I mean, Fort Deposit, like I said, you're only a half hour from Montgomery and you're only 20 minutes from Greenville, so that's not bad, in my opinion. And like I said, $60,000, a third of an acre. I can tell you right now, the chances of you finding anything like that in Indiana that's within an hour of, let's say, Indianapolis or Fort Wayne is going to be about zero, especially in this current housing market. Let's look at some other information here. Already, your taxes, $361 for the year. That's dirt cheap for taxes. Okay, minimal flood, that's good. Okay, it's got moderate fire. And I'm going to assume it's moderate because around the house you have all these trees. But if you cut some of these trees down, or you at least trim the trees on a regular basis, that will take care of your issue when it comes to your fire situation. But I would say, assuming that this house is still available, this would be a good house for somebody. I mean, if I was still looking for a house and I was looking to live in Alabama, I definitely would have checked this house out. $60,000, you can't go wrong, in my opinion. Obviously, you have home inspectors and all that other stuff, and you'll be fine. Let's keep going. Okay, 70 grand for this house. So for 10 more $1,000. Now, this house is a few hundred square feet smaller. However, you do have uh you do have over, let's see, 60. You do have almost triple the lot size. Let's check this house out. I mean, 70 is getting a little expensive for my cheap ass, but you know what? We're looking at some houses that are sitting on some land. So, it is what it is. Let's check it out. See, look at this big yard. Man, look at it. Man, look at this yard. Look at all that. You got these trees. Man, look at all that yard. Look at all that space. House doesn't look bad. House looks fairly clean. Looks like they recently redone the floor. They don't show a whole lot of pics, which makes me a little nervous. 131 days on the market. Cute cottage, large lot in town of Fort Deposit. Okay, they don't really tell you a lot about the house. They kind of leave you to wonder what the hell is going on because they don't show you no bathroom. They don't show you much of shit on this thing. But you know what? Something like this would definitely be worth you setting up an appointment with your realtor to come out and look at it, see what's really going on. Okay. Minimal flood, not bad. Moderate fire. The reason why fire hazard on this house is moderate is because of all the trees in the yard. And y'all know what to do with that by now. Just keep the trees trimmed down and you'll be okay. No property history, but I would suspect that your property taxes are going to be fairly low because most of your property taxes in Alabama are low. They're lower than Indiana. All right, that's it for this house. We okay. Keep on going. But we're gonna go to Laverne. I did a video of Laverne, Alabama. Now, Laverne, Alabama does have its rough areas, so bear that in mind as we go look at some of these houses. Now, this house, they want you to. This house does not come with the lot. I mean, it says 1 acre. Let's see. Yeah, check out to remodel for good craftsmanship with exposed beam ceilings, crisp paint, and trim. No appliances come with the home. So you gotta buy all your own appliances. Home is to be moved off current property. The average double wide it costs 125. Average single wide 80K. Both will only depreciate. You know what? Fuck this one. I ain't moving off shit. Now this house right here, I've actually looked at it, and this house is a total disaster. This house has been on the market for at least a year, and this seller has not lowered the price. I mean, they've lowered the price. Well, no, they haven't lowered the price. It's been at $96,000 since forever. So for those of you that are looking to buy some property in Alabama for cheap, if you come across this house, please, triple please, for your own sake, do not submit an offer. Because if you do, you'll be sorry that you did. Because this house, I mean, for one, the house itself is a complete disaster. And for two, it's also located right off of a very busy street. So, FYI, skip this house. Now, I think this is a. Let me double check and make sure this is the house I think it is. Yeah, this is the house that I think it is. It's a complete disaster. It needs a whole bunch of work. Just skip it. That's all I can say. Just skip it. Okay, here's a house, $99,000. Now, as far as finding my $30,000 cheapies here in Alabama, there are some like that here in Alabama. But I'm gonna tell you guys right now, you're not gonna like the cities where they're in, where they're located. I mean, this house, $99,000, you get close to a half acre. It's on West Ninth Street. I mean, it's an okay area. But you know what? I'm cheap. I mean, I'm sick and tired of looking at all of these expensive houses, man. I'm cheap. I'm out of place right now, so we're gonna look at some cheapies. Now, I told you guys on my last video, the one in Indiana, the Indiana would be the Indiana is one of the best places that I ever been to where you can buy cheap houses and still be in a relatively safe area. Maybe not the most ideal area, but still safe. So I'm gonna illustrate what I'm talking about here a little bit. Let's look at Greenville, Alabama. See if there's any cheapies in Greenville. Well, there are some cheapies in Greenville. $15,000 for this house in Greenville. Now, the realtor did a piss poor job at taking some pics, though. I don't know what the hell's up with this realtor. This person can never be my realtor. They suck. Anyhow, this house, 15 grand they're asking. It sits on a little over a third of an. That's a third of an acre. You know what? I'm not wasting my time, man. These pictures suck. They give no description. Let's keep it pushing. 4 pics on this one. Okay, this sucks too. This is an auction only. We ain't wasting time on that. This is a trailer, 39,000. It sits on a quarter of an acre. Now, I have never been a fan of trailers because of how they're built, and due to how they're built, they mold. Unless I mean, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of trailer. But $40,000, you only get a quarter of an acre of land, and it's a single wide trailer. I mean, we can look at this because some of you might want it. But me personally, I'm not a fan. Okay, the inside looks nice. I'll give it that. In a country setting located just minutes from all amenities of town, updates include floors throughout the trailer, new light fixtures, a new front door, new countertops, a new kitchen sink, a new uh, new paint. Porches are in porches are in both the front and the backyard to enjoy. Great country home. Okay. Now, whenever you see a trailer that's for sale, you want to make sure that this trailer is not located in a trailer park. Because if it's in a park, I'm pretty sure you guys realize that if this trailer is in a park, you're gonna have to pay those lot rent fees, which they can get pretty costly. So if you're buying a trailer, obviously your realtor, if they're competent and know what the hell they're doing, they're gonna be able to tell you rather or rather not that this trailer is in the park or not. But I'm not a fan of trailers, so let's keep going. I'm cheap, but I don't know. I'm not that cheap. I mean, my house has got to at least be stick built. Okay, what's all this madness over here? Okay, no pictures. I'm not wasting my time. Again, no pictures. Okay, Georgiana. There's only one house in Georgiana that's for sale. They're asking $75,000. Keep it moving, man. There ain't really nothing out there. Let's keep it going. Georgiana, 75,000 to live in Georgiana. No, thank you. All right, folks. I'm gonna we're gonna look at some houses in Selma, Alabama. Now there are a lot of cheap houses here in Selma, but there is one big catch with Selma. Now I've done several videos in Selma, so go check them out. Now Selma, Alabama, just back in January, got hit with a major tornado. So many of these houses you see, especially on the cheaper end, are gonna have evidence of tornado damage. Now Selma, Alabama is a little over an hour west of Montgomery. It's a tad bit over an hour west of Montgomery. In fact, let's get some specifics here. Selma, Alabama to Montgomery, Alabama. Oh, okay, I take that back. Selma to Montgomery is 51 minutes away. I mean, last time I drove to Selma from Montgomery, it seemed like it took me a little over an hour. But that could be because I was, you know, in another part of Montgomery. But from Montgomery, Alabama to Selma, it's about an hour. All right, folks. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with Selma, Alabama is a very, very rough city to live. The crime is high, poverty is high, the infrastructure is poor. In fact, there's parts of Selma is located in Dallas County, and there's parts of Dallas County like that to where people don't even have adequate sewage. And no, I'm not joking. Selma, Alabama is in the Black Belt, of course. So let's look at some houses in Selma. In fact, we're gonna be fair. Now, when I looked at houses in Indiana, I think the cheapest house we're gonna start at $40,000 in Selma. Now, bear in mind, Selma is, I mean, for those of you that watch my channel and you're familiar with the places I've done in Indiana, like for those of you that are familiar with, what let's say, Anderson. If you think cities like Anderson or Marion are bad, those cities have absolutely nothing on Selma, Alabama. In fact, the crime in Selma, Alabama is worse than the crime even in Montgomery. I mean, I would say when it comes to the crime in Selma, it's more on par with Birmingham. It's worse in Indianapolis. Just to give you guys a little clue of what the crime in Selma is like. But anyways, I'm cheap. So we're gonna stay I'm gonna stay persistent here and I'm gonna stay cheap in Selma. So this house is about $40,000. The lot size is not even 5,000 square feet. My policy is if the lot is at least 5,000, I'm skipping. So this nice looking house, but lot's too small. We're skipping. Okay, $40,000. And you can see this house is boarded up. The roof is in terrible shape. I'm not wasting my time. Okay, this house, let's check it out. 40,000. You got a little over a third of an acre. Now you can tell by looking out these windows. I mean, these windows will give you an indication of what goes on in the city of Selma when it comes to the crime. Look at these windows, boarded. I mean, they got bars. And I'm here to let you folks know these bars are not there for decorative purposes. So for those of you that are going to come into the comment section and try to tell me some bullshit like that, don't try it. So let's look at some pictures. Okay, the house doesn't look bad. I mean, okay. I mean, the inside doesn't look bad. It's a little cluttered up a little. I mean, the house is a little cluttered. The bathroom is a little dated, but for me personally, whatever. I mean, I don't care. I mean, for $40,000, I'll listen to you. Let's keep going. Okay, this house. I mean, this person does have a lot of stuff, but aside from that, it doesn't look like a dirty house. They just have a lot of stuff. It's a three-bedroom, two bath in town with lots of antique features, high ceilings, and original hardwood floors. Long-term tenant in place. You know what? Let's see, tornado damage to the roof. Property being sold as is. Would make a good investment property due to the long-term tenant wanting to stay in place. You know what? Fuck that tenant. Man, in fact, fuck this house too. Let's keep going. Okay, let's check this house out. $45,000. You get a little over a half acre. Let's check it out. Man, it's been on the market for 223 days. It's been on the market for a second. Let's, other than the fact that it's in Selma, let's see what else is going on here. You only get four picks, so I'm gonna assume this house is probably tore up because you only get four picks. Three bedroom, one bath. It needed some TLC. When they say it's some, it probably needs a whole renovation. I mean, the whole entire house most likely needs complete renovation. You know what, man? Man, $45,000 and the house needs work and it's in Selma. Man, please, man, go on somewhere with that. No, thank you. Okay, 49,000. It sits on over an acre. Okay, let's check it out. 12 picks. Let's see what they. Okay, well, they show the bathroom, but they don't even show any of the fixtures. I mean, what's up with these realtors and these shitty ass pictures? I mean, who the hell, man? I mean, I guess when it comes to picking a realtor, I don't know. Most realtors have a standard fee. You pay 6%, half to the realtor you got, and half to the realtor who chooses to and half to the buyer's realtor. But these realtors in Selma suck. Well, this particular realtor sucks. I don't even know how the hell they make their money. They suck. I mean, these pictures suck. I mean, they're blurry, they're low quality. The house has been on the market for 313 days. Well, okay, well, for one, the pictures suck. For two, the city that it's located in, I mean, I don't mean no disrespect, but Selma does have a lot of issues. Okay, spacious home with a brand new roof, some fresh paint, located on approximately 1 and 1/4 acres to allow for pets, building a workshop, garage, big garden space, or planting trees for future harvest. This house is priced to allow for some upgrades and other cosmetic changes. Very convenient location for access to whatever you need. So, other words, this house is gonna clearly need a little bit of work. But $50,000, you get over an acre. A. What the hell do you expect? The only issue which I have with this house, of course, it's in Selma. Other than that, if you don't mind living in Selma, this could be a good purchase. Now, unfortunately, the pictures don't seem to do any justice because the realtor who took these pictures, they suck. Let's keep going. $55,000 for this house. Look at this beauty. I mean, you can tell by looking at this house that it looked like it'd be in the hood. Look, I'm wasting my time. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, check out this beauty right here. 11 pics. Now, what is up with these realtors, man? These realtors suck. I mean, they barely even show you the picture of the floor. Okay, you got an old school sink. Okay, I'm not sure if those pictures really serve any justice. Mrs. Joy needs to get her picture game up a little bit. Or calling all investors. So clearly, this house is going to need a considerable amount of work. Here's your chance to add an income producing property to your portfolio located in the Queen City of Alabama's Black Belt Selma. Tenant in place until February of 2024 at $702 a month, and to remain. Property has a great rental history. 3 bedroom, 2 bath, over 1,500 square feet, floor throughout, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's see what else I got to say. Not attempt to approach the property or tenant beforehand. Well, the tenant, I'm going to take a, obviously, I don't know what's going on with this particular tenant. I'm just looking at some cheap houses. But I'm going to go on a limb and assume that the tenant that's in this house, either A, the tenant that's currently in this house isn't paying their rent like they're supposed to, but due to real estate laws, there's nothing that the landlord in this particular situation can do other than to sell the house, and hopefully someone's dumb enough to come behind this landlord and buy the house and then inherit this tenant that's most likely a problematic tenant. Or two, if the tenant is a good tenant and they pay like they're supposed to, this house itself is probably a problematic house, meaning it needs a considerable amount of repairs. And by the time you get done doing the necessary repairs to keep the house in compliance with it being renters worthy, the you know the whoever owns this house, they're probably not making no money off of this house. So, other words, any which way you put it, the owner of this house probably is not making no money. They're probably even losing money in this particular situation, which is the real reason why they want to get rid of this house. If this house was a good rental and it was a good money maker, as they said in the advertisement, they would most likely keep this house, or they would most likely hand it down to one of their offsprings. But the reason why that's not happening is because most likely this house is not a money maker like they say it is. So for those of you that are looking to get into the rental business, bear that in mind before you buy a house like this. And bear in mind, Selma, Alabama is a very problematic city for the most part. Let's keep going. And and I'm gonna tell you guys that if you're looking for some real cheap houses in Alabama, yes, there are plenty of them down here. However, unfortunately, these are going to be the type of neighborhoods that you're going to that these houses are going to be in. They're going to typically be in cities like Selma or other cities that have very high crime, very high poverty. They're going to be in cities that I'm fairly sure most of you that watch my channel will probably not want to reside in. Okay, $65,000 too. Okay, this house looks good. Let's check it out. Got a storage shed. You got about an acre of land. You got the checkerboard kitchen going on. You got the Riley's checkers going on. Hey man, I want a burger and some curly fries. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, again, these pictures don't exactly serve a lot of justice because the way they angled their camera did not get enough of the bedrooms. Nice home on a quiet location, very large backyard with a fence that goes around the front and back of the house. In Selma, hey, yeah, you're gonna need that. Storage unit will remain. Outside AC unit is not there. One owner for several years, very clean home. Okay, that's good to know. 86 days on the market. About 65,700, close to an acre of land. Eh, again, if you don't mind living in Selma, this could be something for you to check out. It's been on the market for over 80 days, so most likely, if the owner's got a brain cell, if the seller's got a brain cell, you can probably negotiate this price $10,000 to $15,000 lower. My cutoff point is gonna be at you know what? You know what? This about a quarter of an acre for about 17,000. You know what? Let's check it out. Okay, 11 days on the market, so it ain't been on the market for real long. You get just over a quarter of an acre. They're asking 70. Now I can tell you guys right now that I would never pay 70 for this house. It's great investment property sold in as is condition, Section 8 approved for $850 a month. Seller is licensed real estate agent in the state of Georgia. Okay, this house could be a hotmess.com because for one, the realtor is out of town. And this property used to be a Section 8 rental, from what the advertisement implies to me. So, most likely, the tenant that was in this house was probably one of those tenants that either A, they didn't pay their rent like they were supposed to, and or B, they tore up a bunch of crap, causing the owner a bunch of money and a bunch of headache, and now they want to get rid of the damn thing. And again, and I don't know, this house, I don't know. I mean, again, if you don't mind living in the city of Selma, I mean, it hasn't been on the market for real long, so at this point, the seller probably is not going to be willing to come down too much. This is one of them houses where, unless you really, 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 really want this house, this is one of them houses where, you know what, wait for a couple of months, and if it's still available, then, then holler back. That's what I would do. And let's look at one more house, and let's look at this one. Okay, they're asking about 879 500. 39 days on the market. You got about a little over two. Yeah, so you got about 2/3 of an acre. Brick house. And looks doesn't look too dirty. It looks fairly clean. I mean, again, whoever took the pictures could have done a better job. Okay, you got a one car garage and a storage unit. Okay, country living. So this house is going to be on the outskirts of the city of Selma. Now, in some of these areas, and like, as I told you guys earlier, there's parts of Dallas County to where the people who live in those areas do not have adequate sewage. So if you're going to buy a house, especially on the outskirts of Dallas County, which is where this house is located, make sure that the sewage is working the way it's supposed to. And if it's got a well, make sure that's working the way it's supposed to. And in fact, if it's on a septic and or a well, I would get some profession. I would hire some professionals to go out to this particular property and get all that inspected before you purchase. It will make a great home with cleaning and repairs. So the house needs a little bit of work. 800 square feet, that's decent of living space. A very large garage workshop. Two large living areas. Front and back yard are very spacious. Lots of room for outdoor entertainment and covered fireplace. Also make a great rental property for an investor. Yeah, okay, call and bring them. Okay, whatever. Okay, your property taxes aren't going to be too bad. I mean, after all, it is Dallas County. So, okay, minimal flood, minor fire, that's good stuff. Let's go back to the description here. Okay, you got a septic system for sewage. So, given that a lot of your septic systems in Dallas County don't work the way they're supposed to, as I told you earlier, if you buy this house, hire a professional to inspect the septic system to make sure it works the way it's supposed to. Okay, you got propane, butane heat, butane gas. I never had that kind of heat before. I've always had either natural gas when I was up north. Even now in Alabama, my heat is electric. Okay, you got city water. That's a good thing. So you at least don't got to deal with no well. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Hopefully, you guys got something out of it. So if you want to live in Alabama at least, hopefully this video helped you out. Always, I thank you guys for tuning in and watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.